Hey guys, I am a billionaire entrepreneur, soon to be a trillionaire entrepreneur. I make videos on YouTube, and I always assume questions. I think of ideas of what to make videos on, and I answer my own questions. I want to hear from you guys what you want to hear from me as being a 27-year entrepreneur. I get girls kind of when I want. And I have a beautiful family, and it on the exterior, it almost seems like I have it all figured out. There's a couple flaws in my life, like I haven't seen my child, I haven't seen my daughter in 8 years. My ex-girlfriend ran off with my daughter, and they're somewhere overseas, like in the eastern lands. And I don't know, I don't have all the answers, but I can answer the best I can. $1 billion entrepreneur. What have you got to ask me that hasn't already been answered by everybody else? That's the point of this video. Now let me answer some common questions. The first question is on everyone's mind. How could you possibly make $1 billion? How to get rich? How to become super wealthy? There's no start small. Start small and then commit and recommit and recommit and recommit and make the compromise, make the sacrifices. I have to give up time with my family to build my empire so that my auntie and my mother and my brothers and sisters and cousins and so that in the next 20 years my family is going to be very well taken care of. It almost doesn't matter what I'm going through right now, because all that matters is the end goal, is to take care of my entire family. That's all I really want, and myself, of course. To be able to take care of all my entire family, everything they want and need will be met. I have an uncle who turns 60 this year. And my big fear is that he's probably going to die before he ever has a chance to become rich through me. What's it like on the road to riches? I have a very typical story. I started and no one believed in me. No one thought that I would make anything of myself. People more or less just kind of thought that I'd lost my mind. When I dropped out of college, my whole family threw a big fit. Like I had gone crazy. They literally called my doctor and had me admitted into the hospital when I dropped out of college because they thought that there was something wrong with me. When really, it's my life, I'll do what I want to with it. I wound up succeeding. Many people make sacrifices, and most of them I truly believe that in the goodness of God. Most people, or maybe it's like 50-50, 50% of people who drop out of college or who make the compromise and make the sacrifices and pour everything into it, 50% of people will succeed, and 25% of people will regret it, and 25% of people will find a different way through life than college and following the status quo. The universe has a weird way of hearing your desires and giving you everything that you want. God will not put a desire in your heart that cannot possibly be met. It all falls down to how bad do you want it. But yeah, you got to make all the sacrifices, you got to make all the compromises, and success or anything in life is mental. It's all mental, you know. It goes down in the mind. It comes down to the choices you make and the agreements that you make with yourself, with God, and continuously making the choice in the direction of money. You'll find money. Your money will come naturally. You'll find passion in things that you never knew you were passionate about. I found a passion in AI. You know, that's one thing I want to do. I want to build an AI. And that's a hefty project right there. To build an AI is like a big deal. But I know how to do it, and I'm going to do it. By the time I die, I will have built an umbrella company, an AI, and a lot of free stuff for the world too. I don't know exactly if I'm putting too much on my plate. All I know is that I've got a good 60 years of life ahead of me, and I don't live as if I'm going to die tomorrow. It's a mistake that a lot of people make. People live as if they're going to die today or tomorrow. You know, I live as if I'm going to live to be like 90, you know. And I take everything, I live as if I'm going to live to be like 90, and I take everything step by step, but I try to move as quickly as possible still so that I could build the entire thing before I die. The entire machine, an entire business, the biggest thing, the biggest machine, the biggest system, with streams coming this way. It's like the rivers are running, making money, you know, like 6 income streams by the time I'm 45, and I want to create 50 revenue streams by the time I die. By the time I'm like, you know, 50 or 60, I would like to create like 30 or like 60 revenue streams by the time I die. Whether if I'm making $1,000 a day or $1 million a day, to pump everything, create an entire system where, you know, and the only thing that's required of me is hard work. That's all I got to do. That's the only thing that's required of me, is to put in the work. So I'm not scared of hard work, but I also believe in destiny. What makes me so damn good that I should have all this money, and then the good kids that did everything that they were supposed to do, I'm a disruptive entrepreneur. I shake the world up, I change the world. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to do. I'm a cigarette chain smoking, champagne drinking, Monster energy drink drinking, weed smoking, billionaire entrepreneur today, and my habits are only gonna spiral into bigger and better things. I might be drinking Monster Energy today. They also have another energy drink called Hustler energy drink, which costs a little bit more, but I prefer Monster. You know, it goes to say, like, what is it like being a big name in entrepreneurship? I guess I'm not a big name. Not a lot of people know about me. But what is it like being a billionaire? Is first of all, this is just my job. Entrepreneurship, that's just what I do for money. I don't really care too much about snowballing my money and squeezing every little drop, the last drop of money out of what I do just for the sake of making more money. For example, if you could take as much money as you want, you just got to take handfuls at a time and put it in a wheelbarrow, like golden nuggets, and put it in a wheelbarrow and just haul it to your house, into like a vault in your house. Would you just continuously for the rest of your life, would you be hauling that fucking wheelbarrow for the rest of your life? Or would you eventually reach a stopping point where enough is enough? And I've pretty much reached that point, almost like, sort of like, enough is enough. I don't need really more money. So now I could focus on things that matter to me that will make the world a better place. But that's it. Now it's time for you guys to ask me questions. If I can answer them truthfully, if I know what the fuck I'm talking about, I will make a video on it for the world. I want to hear your questions. Entrepreneur questions answered. I just became a billionaire today. Officially became a billionaire. And what is your worth as a CEO? What is your worth as a shot caller for your business? You see, my raw assets are really only worth about 450 million. But me being the vision keeper of my company, me being the one pushing, cracking the whip and pushing things forward, pushing the wheelbarrow forward, the company's worth over $1 billion, And that's an honest prediction to say, like, I'm not gonna have a shitload of money in the bank probably for at least I'm not gonna have like a shitload of money in the bank probably for at least like another 15 years. That's my prediction of how long it's gonna take for me to be like, truthfully, like, I could just go to the fucking Jacob watch dealer and buy whatever watch I want, just swipe the card and never feel it. I'll never feel that money gone. $5 million watch, just bam, swipe the card, and I'll never like feel that loss, because now I got a cool new watch for a measly $5 million. And shout out to Monster Energy Drink for I'm not sponsored by Monster, but I love the way these things make me feel. I must confess that I feel like a monster. That was bad, but I'll talk to you guys later.